Talk about Navy Federal successful credit card application. How to use your new card to boost your FICO score. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation, I guarantee you.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flower that's stinging in the beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you had to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about a great news, right? Let's say you just got your Navy Federal credit card application successfully, in other words, approved. In other words, you're very happy with everything. They got you the credit card limit that you need. Now, the big question is, how do you use your new card to boost your FICO score? Now, the first step you need to do is activate. Activation is really important. You want to activate your new card, okay? You're all happy and all that kind of stuff, but before you can use your new credit card, you need to activate it, okay? This is simple, very simple. Call the phone number on the card or use the link in the acceptance letter, okay? If you're activating your card by your phone, be sure to call from the same phone number that you have listed on your Navy Fed credit card application. Very simple, okay? You can, and after activating, there's a next step, and that is really, really important. You want to set up your credit card and your online account. So you go to NavyFederal.org, and you basically want to set up everything, because your credit card will arrive with instructions to get you started. And so this will include how to activate your card. I've already talked about that, unless it doesn't need to be activated to use it. It really depends on where you live in the country. In some places they just sent you a card, you don't need to activate it. But if you are in other places, they might want you to activate it, okay? So if you haven't done so already, you want to set up an online account with your card issuer, in this case Navy Fed, because you'll be able to manage your Navy Federal credit card online, which is the most convenient option, okay? Everybody has to have that, okay? So you'll be able to view your balance, your transaction history, and pay your bill quickly and easily. And this is where I want you to be at, okay? It's very important. Now, getting credit card statements in the mail, it's so old school when you really think about it, okay? But some people like it. That's what it is, okay? But I really want you to get out of there and just set things online, okay? And you can see your statement online, and you can manage things quickly. So that's what you need. The first thing is activate the card. So after activating the card, after setting up the account online, I want you to keep your new credit card, your new Navy Federal credit card, in a safe place. As soon as your card is activated, put it in a safe place to protect it from theft or loss, okay? And this is important. And you should also keep the documentation that came with the Navy Fed card, so you can refer to it later on if you have questions about terms, rates, or fees. Very important, boss. Very important. Step number 1, activation. Very critical. Step number 2, you want to download the Navy Federal app. Oh yeah, it's very important. Now, this is a great app, okay? It has received accolades, so many accolades, hundreds of thousands of accolades. Honestly, they have designed one of the best banking apps out there. They are kicking ass, for real. So you can bank easy with Navy Fed, with the Navy Fed's mobile app, okay? It's wonderful. The app is available on Android phones and also on iPhones, not a problem, okay? And the thing is that you are actually, this actually adds another layer of convenience to your relationship with Navy Fed, to your credit card management, okay? Before I was talking to you about setting up your account online. This is kind of cool too, though. But with the app, you go one step further, okay? You can view balances without actually signing in. Okay, you just need to use their widget. Very important. You can pay people with Zelle or member-to-member transfers. You can move money between your accounts. Okay, this is kind of cool. You can deposit checks without visiting a branch or ATM. How cool is that? Okay, wonderful. With the app, you can view scheduled transactions, including pending deposits, upcoming transfers, and bill payments. It's really cool. I mean, everybody has a phone these days, and just having the app, it's just going to save your life tremendously. And listen, The reason why you want to use the app to boost your FICO score is that the app's going to give you the ability to monitor your accounts better. And with that, you are able to make your payments on time and to use the card responsibly. Okay. And one thing we love is that you can also view rates and info on your loans and credit cards using the app. Okay. And you can read, and the cool thing is, Navy Fed does a great job that we love. They educate their members. So through the app, you can read timely articles to help educate and plan your financial life. This is just wonderful. Now, if you have any issue downloading the app, you can just call Navy Fed at 1-888-842-6328, 1-888-842-6328, or 1-703-255-8837. Okay, 1-703-255-8837. Fantastic. Or you can just contact them on Twitter at Navy Federal Health. Fantastic. Okay. And but overall, you definitely want to do that. You want to download the app. You want to download the app. You want to do it ASAP. Okay. The third thing I want you to do, boss, if you're still around, I want you to set up auto pay. Okay. As soon as you get your new credit card, you want to set up auto pay. I don't care if you're busy. I don't care if you're traveling to Acapulco. You're just chilling or whatever. You're going on a vacation. You're going on a job. I don't care. You want to set up auto pay. Okay, and I want you to do it now. You know why? This is going to help you in terms of credit scoring. It's going to help you in terms of increasing your credit score, because you will actually have it will have an impact on your ability to make timely payments. Remember, the cool thing is the first cool thing is getting approved for a Navy Federal credit card. Yeah, okay. The second cool thing is making payments on the account so you can bump up your credit score. That's the bottom line, right? I mean, payment history, we all know this. Payment history accounts for what? Talk to me. Accounts for how much percentage? Talk to me. Talk to me. How much? 35%. So if your payment history accounts for 35% and your credit utilization ratio accounts for 30%, we are talking about 2/3 of your FICO score coming from two behaviors, two patterns here: CUR and payment history. So AutoPay is going to help you actually maintain a positive history of payments. Okay, and you can even use AutoPay to schedule your payments. But very importantly, you can even make a payment reminder. Let's say we have a lot of apps on our phones these days. Okay, you can actually download a reminder app. Okay, very convenient for a lot of things, not just for credit card payments reminders. So you have a clear idea of when you are actually you are due to make your payments on your Navy Fed account. And the thing for us is that, and we have said this on other shows, as soon as you get a reminder to make a payment, you want to make the minimum payments right away. And then later on, if you have you have additional cash, you can make 2 or 3 additional payments in the month. So instead of making 1 monthly payments, try to make 4 small payments. Okay, but the first one has to be the minimum amount due. Okay, and please understand the terms and fees. When we talk about Navy Fed credit cards, there are some fees you need to pay attention to. Obviously, they don't charge you an annual fee. Okay, but there is a purchase APR. There's a grace period. There is a minimum payment. There might be some late payment fee in fees in some cases. There might be a return payment fee. Okay, so you can have a penalty APR, balance transfer fee. There's no balance transfer fee here. You might have a cash advance fee, cash advance APR, foreign transaction fees. The good thing is with Navy Fed, a lot of those fees are waived. So there are no foreign transaction fees. There are no cash advance APR. There's no cash advance fees. But you have to know the fees that actually cost money with the fees that are inexistent. Very important. The fourth thing I want you to do, as soon as you get your credit card from your new credit card from Amex, after you just jumping around and being happy, telling everybody, telling the whole neighborhood, I've got my NFCU credit card. Okay. Payments. You want to pay in full every month if you can. Yeah. I know that sounds like crazy to you because you're charging $2,000 or $3,000 while you're only making $1,000 a month, right? That's crazy. But what's up with that? Don't live beyond your means. Live within your means. Yeah. So you want to pay in full every month. You know why? Because paying in full every month, I've said this before, it has a positive impact on your credit score. We're talking here 35%. Boss, 35%. Uncle, dad, mom, And I'm talking to you. You want to pay in full every month. Okay, when we talk about paying in full, you have a couple of actions, a couple of options to make every month. You can make the minimum payment. You can pay the statement balance. You can pay the current balance, or you can pay a custom amount, which is the payment amount of your choosing. Okay, so you have a lot of strategies here, but the best of the best is to pay in full. So whatever balance you have on the card, you just pay it, so that when they report your transactional activities to the credit bureaus, they are showing a CUR of 0. At least when it comes to that particular card, a CUR of 0, a credit utilization ratio of 0. This is fantastic. It's going to help you boost your FICO score. And some people have talked about a bump of 100 points, a bump of 75 points, and whatnot. But the cool thing here, the cool thing is you are in movement. That's what we like. You want to be in movement. You want your FICO to constantly dance, jump, dump. You don't want a lethargic FICO score. Come on, what's up with that? Nobody wants a lethargic ass FICO score. You want a FICO score that jumps, that dances, that runs, that works out, that moves all the time. That's what we want. Okay, so pay in full every month and use your credit card, your Navy Federal credit card regularly. Be in a position where you use the card and pay it off. Use the card, pay it off. That's going to establish patterns of financial responsibility. See that? That's kind of cool, right? Oh, I'm telling you, it works like fantastic. It works fantastically. You're able to show Navy Fed that you are not only responsible, but also that you are a good card holder. Because you know what? Every time you use a card, they're making money. Yeah. They're making banks on those transaction fees. So make them make money. Help them make money. But don't give them more money by paying late or by paying less than the amount due. Pay the full amount. The next thing I want you to do, as soon as you get your Navy Fed credit card, I want you to budget. Oh yeah, this is important. You need to figure out your spending. You need to figure out a spending limit on the card. This is important. I mean, if let's say you are making $3,000 a year, right? Not a year, $3,000 a month. Let's just bump it up. Let me raise you a little bit. Okay, 5,000. Let's say you're making 5,000 a month. You got to sit down for real, okay, and think about your disposable income. In other words, your net income minus all the expenses. But to get to your disposable income, you need to have full inventory of your expenses. I'm not talking about, your discretionary expenses. I'm talking about those expenses that are really important. In other words, you have to have them. Otherwise, you just toast. Okay. You have kids. You got to pay for kids for their education, for the food, groceries, and whatnot. So those are important expenses. And then you can go to the secondary layer of expenses, those discretionary expenses. But the bottom line is you want to have a budget where you can figure out how much you're going to spend on the card. Because when you do things beforehand, it makes things a lot easier, because okay, I'm going to charge every month $1,000 on the card, okay, and I do have the cash to pay it off. The whole thing is I want to build my credit so I can buy a car later on, or I can buy a home, okay. So the thing is that if I'm charging $1,000 on the card, I'm actually ready to pay $1,000 at the end of the month. And that's what a budget helps with, okay? And a budget, you have a lot of budgeting apps out there. They're free. Some are free. Some are they're paid. They want you to pay $8 or $10 a month or whatever, okay? But you actually can get a lot of free budgeting apps, okay? But use your card responsibly. I just want to go back to what I said before. Use your card responsibly. I'm talking about don't charge more than you can pay off, okay? Don't charge up to your credit limits on the card, because that's going to be adverse to your CUR. You're going to have a high credit utilization ratio, which you don't want to have, believe me, okay? And make your payments on time. And another thing I want to say here is that you want to track your spending. So basically, first you got to figure out a spending limit. You want to use your card responsibly, but you also need to track your spending. You need to monitor your spending so you know where your money is going, okay? Are you paying too much for groceries? Are you paying too much for, travel? Are you paying too much for entertainment? What are you spending your money on? You got to have a clear idea, at least, a definite answer to certain questions around your credit around your spending. This is important. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to allow today's conversation. I guarantee you.
Finest, young mystic killer, and call me señorita. I that got me dreaming. My legs up on the ceiling. Oh yeah. I know when he come, he ain't never gonna leave. No. Hit it the night run, and that's the way I wanna be. So don't think I'm the one to won't ever be enough.
Welcome back, folks. I'm still having a conversation with you about the Navy Federal successful credit card application, what you need to do after you get your new card so that you can boost your FICO score. Next thing I want to talk to you about is to have a clear understanding of the benefits that pertain to a Navy Fed credit card. First, you have the rewards, right? Does your new Navy Federal credit card offer a rewards program? If so, listen, you want to explore the details of the rewards so you can take full advantage of them. So you have the Navy Federal cash rewards, okay? You have the Navy Federal flagship rewards, okay? So, for example, your card might offer rewards such as cashback or points on certain types of purchases, such as travel, dining out, or gas, okay? And sometimes rewards will rotate or are offered for a limited time. So, for instance, you might get triple cashback on travel purchases in the summer, or double points on retail purchases during the holiday shopping season. Okay, so but this depends on the country. It depends on your card agreement. Okay, so Navy Fed will actually explain everything to you. So by knowing what rewards are offered, when and for what type of transactions, guess what, boss? You can use your Navy Fed credit card for the right purchase. Okay, so you're basically making sure that you actually sync your purchase with the rewards on the card. This is really good. So it's important to find out how to redeem rewards, because some Navy Fed cards apply cash back to your account balance automatically, while others require you to redeem your rewards yourself. So check whether rewards ever expire so you don't lose out on the rewards you have earned. Very important. And you also need to know other perks that are included with all Navy Fed credit card. So we have 24/7 access to stateside member reps. Okay, you have zero liability policy for unauthorized transactions. You have no balance transfer or foreign transaction fees. This is really good. You have fraud notifications. Okay, so you have the ability to freeze and unfreeze your card. This is really good. And one thing we love is your access to your credit score. You have continuous access to your credit score. This is really wonderful because this is going to help you actually see where you started at. Okay, whether you started at 600 or 625 and whatnot, and then you can take it from there. And so if you monitor your credit score every month, you will see how your actions have a positive impact on that credit score. Okay, so this is really good. So you have a constellation of benefits that come with a Navy Federal credit card. So it is your goal. It should be your goal to know those benefits. The last thing I want you to do, and I just talked about it briefly before, is your FICO score. Now, let me dig a little deeper here. What I mean is you want to check your credit score regularly. Oh, yeah. Boss, I'm telling you, don't you try to check your credit score once a year or once a quarter or once every 6 months. What's up with that? How busy are you that you can't even take 5 minutes to check your credit score? Don't give me excuses. Okay, I don't care if you're busy. Listen, I want you to take your busy ass right now, your procrastinating ass right now, and create an account with Navy Fed. You want to go to NavyFed.com, NavyFed.org, and you want to check your credit score. You want to go to a website called the annualcreditreport.com. Okay, so you can check your credit score with all three credit bureaus. I mean, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. I want you to do it now. Again, I'm serious here. Okay, I'm serious. I want you to take your procrastinating ass right now and make it happen. Make it happen. Make me proud. Make yourself proud. Okay. Check. You can sign up for services such as Credit Karma, NerdWallet, Wallet Hub, Bankrate. Okay, all those players, they provide free credit scores And the only thing is you got to give them your data. And sometimes, I mean, from time to time, they will push to you some credit cards and loans. Okay, that's how they make money. Okay, they sell your data. That's what it is. Okay, but listen, there's no free lunch, right? They give you access to your credit score. In return, you give them access to your data. That's what it is. Okay, and so you want to monitor your credit score. Okay, you want to have a clear understanding of, hey, listen, this month I was around 625. Next month I was 647. That's good progress. I love that. So you got to look at this as the stock markets. Every single month, you're trying to see whether you are making progress or not. Okay, don't you be and by doing that, you can realize pretty quickly if your credit score has been lethargic for a while, right? So if your credit score has been lethargic, guess what? It's about time you take action, and that's what we want to do. Remember earlier I was talking to you about movement. You want to have movement in your FICO score. You want it to go up all the time, even if it's 5 points. I don't care. This is movement. Okay. I don't want you to lose the FICO points. I want you to gain FICO points. So I don't care about the amount. If it's 5, if it's 10, if it's 24, if it's 100 points. At least you are moving, and that's what we want. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. So I was talking to you today about the Navy Federal Successful Credit Card Application, how to use your new card to boost your FICO score. So we talked about activation, downloading the app, setting up auto pay, having full payment, budgeting, very important, understanding all the benefits that pertain to your new credit card, and also constantly bumping up your credit score. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.